Gehman. I'm the stage director for SUSANNAH at Ashland Opera. What is very interesting about what my team has created is a realistic set, but in a non-realistic vein. A world where the naturalism of the piece can be attained within a stylized production. I approach a piece by finding the truth within the piece, and then within my own vocabulary, I try to tell the story. So I have a very strong point of view and I have a strong aesthetic, but ultimately the truth of the story has to come through. To sum up SUSANNAH, I would say it's about isolation, and I believe that SUSANNAH is our story. We have a human need to explore beyond our own means, and this is a story of one woman that tries to do so. I would like the audience to come away with the idea that we are all human. The audience will identify with aspects of each character, and that just furthers the idea of this universality of humankind.
My name is Gaston, and I'm the costume designer for Ashland's production of SUSANNAH. In early conversations with the stage director, he wanted to set this production in the modern day, modern costumes, silhouettes that were very accessible to a modern audience. And he wanted this production to be about community and an individual, and how those two things can sometimes clash. When looking at some of these garments on the body, I often want to correct that hem or buy the right pair of pants, but that's not true for this production because we're dealing with costumes that should look like hand-me-downs or should maybe not fit quite right based on this community that they're in, which has limited resources. The biggest departure from the costumes that we see in the community is with SUSANNAH, because she is our individual in the production. She's the one that walks to a slightly different beat. Her costumes serve as a contrast to the rest of the community, which are plaids, heavier denims, that sort of thing, whereas SUSANNAH is slightly lighter, has more movement, a little bit more colorful and flirtatious. I'd like the audience to get a sense of how honest and truthful the costumes feel. I want them to walk away saying, I've seen that person before, or I know that person, and that's my hope.
My name is Julian Ahn, and I am the set designer of SUSANNAH. The set was designed in New York City and was initially built in Chicago. We wanted something that felt very truthful and realistic, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of poetry also found in the piece. So instead of having humongous images that were exactly the locations that we were seeing, we cut up like a little bit of a collage feel of the locations. We have a couple of challenges once we were designing this production. One of them is the space is very wide but not very deep. So the fact that we're using a lot of flying pieces really helps maximize all the different locations and also keeping the flow of the piece going. I am very proud of this production. I think it will resonate with a lot of people.